What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think one of the biggest critiques for Skate right now, well, I shouldn't say the biggest, because there's a lot of things like missing content, missing modes, missing tricks, Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's making people salty. But I think a big concern is the atmosphere of Skate itself compared to the previous 3 introductions. But I gotta be real with you guys, after seeing what they just went ahead and posted, I think a lot of you guys are going to be happy with the brand new information that we have. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before going and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And we try to post all different types of variety between FPS games, third-person shooter games, or shoot. I'm even branching out and covering Skate and other different stuff like this. So if you guys are interested, subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, go link that channel down in the description of this video. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, the vibes and atmosphere of Skate have been a little off recently, and a lot of people have been worried, saying that it looks like a mobile game, and they think that it is, purposely put together like this because of the fact that, clearly this game is going to be on mobile. I don't know when that's going to be happening. I think it's at the official launch of the game. Who knows when that's going to actually, come to life. But that has been everybody's kind of mentality, It's supposed to be for mobile, so they're dumbing down the graphics, they're making it look crappier, just so mobile players can go ahead and enjoy the experience as well, at the cost of everybody else on PC and console. And also, if you guys remember, for a while ago, we got to see some, I don't want to say leaked footage because it was put out by the official Skate team, but we saw some footage of Skate, and it looked a lot different than what we're playing right now. Not really gloomy and dark, but it looked a little bit more classy and mature, compared to what we have now where, as I stated in my previous Skate video, it looks like they're trying to, tap into the Fortnite crowd, or it looks like a game that will be put together on Roblox. You know what I'm saying? It had a different vibe to it. And then fast forward to current date, and the game is, out in early access. Those vibes have severely shifted, and to be honest with you, I don't know why whatsoever. Even people in the playtest were wondering what the heck happened, because they played the game when it looked more mature than what it did now. But again, fast forward to current date, the Skate team went ahead and gave us a little bit more information, and surprise, surprise, they're actually going to be changing the atmosphere of the overall game. As you can see right here, this is the current build, and obviously it's going to transfer into this build a little later on in the game's life cycle. I don't know exactly when they're going to go ahead and put on, I guess you can consider it a tint, or I don't know what they did. I'm not a game designer, so I don't know the details. But regardless, I don't know when this is going to be happening, but this is a very welcome change, if you ask me, in my personal opinion. This right here looks tremendously better than what we are currently playing, and I am stupidly excited for this to actually be introduced into the game, and I think that this right here will definitely add a bit more atmosphere to the game and give people what they are looking for. And I want to say that, graphics aren't the end of everything when it comes to a game, right? As long as the gameplay flow is enjoyable, it's fine. And that's how I've been with this current Skate game, Yeah, it has some problems. Yeah, it's missing a ton of content, but the gameplay is so fun and addicting that I am just putting in a ridiculous amount of hours into this game, and I'm having an overall blast with it because I just simply enjoy skating around, having a good time, doing tricks, finding lines, putting down ramps and trying to, build, certain areas up a little bit more to make it a little bit more skatable. Enjoying that with other friends and buddies. That is the fun of Skate at the end of the day. But having better atmosphere will never hurt the overall game itself. It won't, right? It will only improve things, and also, that's just what I prefer. There's other people out there who will gladly not touch a game if it looks ugly to them. It just is what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Everybody has their own personal opinions on what they enjoy and what they don't enjoy in games, and atmosphere, graphics, vibes, all of that stuff, add into, what people enjoy in certain titles, especially Skate games, If we're going to be talking about the original Skates, yeah, they were a little bit goofier, they were never completely serious, but, graphically, yeah, Skate 1, Skate 2, Skate 3 got a little bit flashier, but Skate 1 and Skate 2, I think is what a lot of people were expecting when it comes to visuals, transferred into the brand new Skate game. And then we got something brighter than all the Skate games combined, Skate 1, 2, and 3, which really threw everybody for a twist. And like I said, it made people a little bit worried, thinking that it was just going to be a mobile game. You know what I'm saying? So this change was a very welcome one. And like I said, I don't think many people are going to be angry with this. I think this will honestly only benefit the game itself. Those who didn't really care about the graphics, who cares, right? The gameplay is still there. You can still play exactly how you want to play. And for those who do care about the graphics, they should be enhanced, and it'll make them enjoy the game a lot more than they did before. But I don't want to end off this topic right here, ladies and gentlemen, because I think with it being the year 2025, we shouldn't be seeing a skate game so basic when it comes to graphics and the atmosphere of the overall game. I actually saw a post on the Low Sodium Skate, Reddit page by a user that goes by the name Ready Watercress. And they said, rainy day, no comply to foot plant. Now, this is an edit, ladies and gentlemen. So, the atmosphere, the rain, and all this stuff is not actually in the game. And this clip is really dope as well, very nicely put together, man. So, props to you. But what I wanted to bring out of this post here from Ready is the fact that we should be having weather effects within Skate. Why do we not have this? That's my biggest question of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And I feel like this is definitely something the Skate team should be prioritizing. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this doesn't matter. We need modes. We need more, areas on the map. And I agree. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I completely agree with that statement. There's so much missing out of the game that has to be introduced. But for me personally, atmosphere is still very crucial. And again, like I stated, in the year of 2025, you would think that having active weather effects within a skate game would be, honestly, just normal, with the technology that we have. But it's still not here. It's kind of disappointing. And I just think to myself, all of the possibilities of how cool this would be. Whether it just starts out as day and it goes to fog. And then it goes to nighttime. Maybe you have some night skating with the lights, turned on and everything like that. Maybe you can even go ahead and have lights in your inventory. Just like how you have ramps and stuff like that. You could also set up lights. Just like in real life, when people go ahead and put together their own edits. And they, bring their own equipment. They bring lights. They bring, stuff so they can actually light up an area while they go ahead and skate on it and record. Why not give us that stuff too? That would be awesome, setting up a location with a bunch of lights and getting it prepped up for an actual skate session, And maybe you go from night back over to day, then the rain comes on in and, makes everything a little bit different. And keep this in mind, imagine how cool it'll be if it rains and you have to actually react accordingly. The physics of the game shift a little bit, so you have to be a little bit more smart on how you land moves and tricks. Because, if you mess up or if you do something a little awkward, you're going to slip and slide. It's raining out. It's wet out. You got to, act differently. How freaking awesome would that be for, your everyday skate session? And it would also add different vibes to the overall game. So it's not just the same old every single time you log on into the overall experience. That's, one of everybody's biggest critiques is that there's nothing to do. And yeah, with some more, modes added into the experience, it'll add some more replayability. But I think having different weather would add to the replayability as well. Because as I stated, whether it's day, night, rain, whatever, shoot, even add snow. What if it was around like December? Well, I guess, the location wouldn't really make too much sense for snow. But still, who cares, right? It's a freaking game. They could add snow if they really wanted to. I don't think, anybody would really care, especially around the holiday season. How awesome would it be just to have a little light snow? It doesn't have to be heavy snow, you know what I'm saying? But just a little light snow, and it can give the same physics effects as, the rain. Or maybe in specific areas, it might be a little iced out with how cold it is. So it's, certain ice areas that you can slip and slide on a little bit. That'll allow you to do different styles of tricks during that time period. I mean, come on, guys, seriously. That would add so much replayability. Because every single time you log in, you have to skate differently. Your playstyle has to switch up. Maybe certain spots look better when it's day, or maybe they look better at night, or maybe it's more fun when it's rain. Like, see what I'm saying here? Every time you hop back in, the experience will shift, and it will add to the overall, in my opinion, replayability. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, man. I'm just throwing out my own personal ideas. You guys got to remember, this is just a YouTube channel. I am an individual. I'm nobody special. I'm just some random guy who loves to share his opinions on games. So, of course, I might think this sounds amazing, but to a lot of you guys, it might be the worst idea ever. So please, go down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about an overall weather system. Do you think it'll be a good idea for the skate environment? Do you think it'll be a bad idea? Do you think they should add in weather, but maybe not change the physics of how you go around skating? So on and so forth. Let me know what you guys think. But overall, guys, minus the weather, we are going to be getting a change of atmosphere and lighting when it comes to the overall skate game. And also, go down in the comment section, let me know what you guys think of that as well. Do you guys think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it looks worse than what we got right now? Personally, as I stated, I feel like I'm playing a Fortnite or Roblox version of Skate, you know what I'm saying? So anything that can kind of mature up the lighting and the visuals will be 2 thumbs up from me. And I'm honestly very excited to go ahead and give it a true shot because I think it will indeed make the game look a lot better. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget subscribing and hit that bell. Post twice here, once at 8 a.m. and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So, of course, subscribe and hit that bell. And last but not least, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch, and we stream all different types of variety between FPS games, third-person shooters. I play a ton of Skate. You know, we're going to be playing Battlefield 6, Ark Raiders when it finally drops, Splitgate 2 when it relaunches, Gears of War, GTA 6 when it, like I said, I play so many different games. If you guys are interested, want to chat it up with me, or even catch some vibes, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.